the Army Reserve. And I applied with the Florida Highway Patrol. Right in front of Miami High was the old FHP station.
Right there.
Yeah, right across the street. And I went and applied. And I remember when the first day I walked in, back then, you had to be 6 feet tall. And they had that measuring line where you had to like walk through it and touch the little thing.
Right.
And
you stuff your shoes?
Oh man, I had to lean up a little bit, but I got in. I got accepted to the academy. Went up to Tallahassee, graduated from the Florida Highway Patrol Academy, and make a long story short, you're talking about on and off 36 years with the Florida Highway Patrol. Did just about everything in the Florida Highway Patrol. SWAT member. Okay, and I ended up being the PIO for the Florida Highway Patrol.
I got ADD. The mayor of Florida City.
Yes. Charlotte Thompson. Yes, dear friend of mine. We worked together. She was my lieutenant.
She is one incredible person.
Yes, she is.
So let's find out who Joe Sanchez is. Elementary school, where'd you go?
Coral Elementary.
Who's your favorite teacher? Coral
Elementary was Mr. Selesky.
Really? You remember I remember all my teachers.
I remember his name. Because they had a positive impact on you, you know? And when I went to Charandoa Junior High, I'll never forget Mr. Raisin. And Mr. Raisin, I'll tell you why. He taught us the DNA based on square dancing. And that to me was phenomenal.
Okay, so speak about square. I went to Howard Drive Elementary. So it was 1969, and it's the last year square dancing. And I was supposed to dance with Susie Breeder.
Oh, man.
God, Susie. I was supposed to dance. You're listening, Susie. I know you are. I'm watching. And the day before, my PE coach switched it. So every time I see her, she still lives in Miami. I tell her husband, that was supposed to be mine. Okay, so you went to Shenandoah.
Yeah.
That has a lot of history, that school.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, high school.
Miami High.
Who's your favorite teacher?
In Miami High? Coach Hunter, because I was in the swimming team.
Now, was the principal Diego there?
Yes, Diego Garcia, absolutely.
No. Both his kids
played basketball.
Both his kids played football for me when they were younger at the boys club. Yeah. Okay, so after you finished...
Listen, I've been here 55 years in this community.
Where were you born?
I was born in Cuba, came over when I was 5 years old, 1970.
What first house did you move to? Your first place you lived?
The first house was an apartment, man. We got here. Yeah, I was. It's incredible because I just took a tour of Little Havana with Dr. Paul George. And
lately?
Last Friday. And we went and we walked by the building that really welcomed us to the United States. Because when we got here, we didn't know anybody. We just had friends and family that were here. So they picked you up at the airport. Of course, you went to the Freedom Tower. You were processed. You got the shots. You got a little bit of assistance. And then they would take you to where they were living. And so we either, stayed at their place in a little one-bedroom apartment till my parents were able to go out and work. And then we rented an apartment in the same building. And then they were there for 5 years. And then in 5 years, my parents were, hard workers, were able to buy a property on 13th and 13th, where my mom still lives there today.
Wow. Speak about 8th Street, the Bay of Pigs Museum.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Incredible, yes.
Carlos Lewis.
Yes, he's done an incredible job.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's the next generation of the children.
He dedicated
Absolutely,
him, and he got his... He got his Columbus Mafia to work together to build that.
Well, listen, as a city commissioner, when I was a city commissioner, I always assisted them and gave them funds to try to accomplish that, because they had a little old house,
but now it's
but now it's beautiful. Listen, Little Havana has turned into a tourist destination. If you drive by there today, and I played an important role in that when I was a city commissioner. We started that with the Cultural Fridays. That area was economically flatlined, man. I remember when I first got elected, I would go out there, and the only thing that we had was Domino Park. That was it. And I said to myself, this could be Little Italy. This could be a tourist destination. And then working with many people through the whole process. Look what it is today.
Okay, when you became, I know my 80s kicking. No. When you were commissioner, was Ball and Chain open, running yet?
No, it was not.
It was dead.
Ball and Chain was not there.
Yeah, it was,
Ball and Chain, Bill Fuller came in later.
Right.
And those were the people who really we were able to attract to the area to invest money. At first, it was hard because you had these mom and pop businesses that were struggling. I mean, I could understand they were struggling. So we had to work with small businesses. We had the assistance of the Camacol with Luis Sabines at that time. We were able to work with these businesses and help them out through assistance through the facade program, where they were able to apply for it, and they got like a $75,000 to make their business better, small business loans. And we basically focused on the arts and cultural aspect of it, because a lot of the artists that were in South Beach, they were paying a lot of money for their studios. And we came up with this concept, working with FIU students in the redevelopment of that area, to be able to attract them, where they were, that not only did they get many assistants, but the rent was much lower. So they started to come into the area, and based on that,
because Little Havana, nobody really wanted to be there.
No, of course. Listen, when I would go out there and look, you had crack addicts, you had prostitutes. It was economically flatlined. And then the first thing that we did was the Tower Theater, which was very historic.
Yes.
That's where I remember going to see Jaws and Rocky. Those are, and my parents used to go there when they got here from Cuba, because it was the subtitles in Spanish, so they were able to go there and enjoy a movie. So just listen, Little Havana to me is I've never left it, although many of my friends have. I've always stayed behind.
Well, I don't know the name of the restaurant. It's right across Domino Park. It's a restaurant, but I call it a museum, because inside they have all this old artwork.
Cuauhtémoc.
See,
Cuauhtémoc.
it's like I kind of cheat the system. I pull up to a Azuka ice cream.
Yes.
Illegally. I pop my trunk. If any police officers paying attention, I pop the trunk, put the hazard on.
And you go get an ice cream.
So it looks like I'm unloading. They see me get out of the car. They already know what I want. I get my ice cream, boom. Susie Battle, who owns Azuka Ice Cream, dear person, and Bill Fuller and his team has really helped Coyote.
Well, investors, listen, and it continues to grow. It continues to thrive. And especially the small businesses, those are the people that have really now invested money into. Listen, let me tell you, one time it was hard. It was hard. They would at 5 o'clock they would close their business, put the shutter down, and turn off the lights.
It was dead.
And it was dead. And I said, listen, we can't. The first thing we need to do is we need to bring in the police. We need to work with security, making it safe. Then we need to make sure that the lights are on and there's activity. And once there's activity in an area, and once again, through the hard labor of many, because I don't take credit for it myself. There were a lot of people, Paulo Canton, Casanova. These are some of the business leaders that really put the money in through the assistance that they got, but they really did the hard work.
That Friday night again. Bring up that Friday night.
Viernes Culturales.
It stopped for a while, right?
No, it's still going on. It's still going. It was never turned. I mean, other commissioners took it. Frank Arroyo, Joe Carroyo, they took it on, and now it's been turned over to Bill Fuller and his group, and it's doing well. I mean, I was just back there, and it's incredible how people show up.
Yeah, and
the food is great.
And it's not just people. It's not just Coyote people. Everyone from all the Dade County come in for it.
We need to do more of that. Listen, at one time when we were working, we had a trolley that would come from Little Haiti to Little Havana, and it needs to grow. It needs to grow to Flagami, where you could get on a trolley.
I like it, Flagami. See, you're a Miamian.
Yeah, I am. I mean, listen, Miami.
Right, exactly.
And that's in honor of my dear friend J.O. Plummer. He used to say Miami.
Yeah, well, he used to see me and go, I'm dying to see you. So, all right. So, 8th Street is Coyote. It's really the heart and soul of Miami, and it's beautiful when you go there. And all these tourists come in and they're looking at the stupidest thing. We think they're stupid, but it's history.
Yeah.
Like the first mayor of Miami, his house is now a church. It's a couple blocks right behind.
That's right. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes.
Did you know that?
There's a lot of history. Listen, and I'm not selling that. If you get a chance and you do go to Little Havana, take Paul George's tour. Dr. Paul George is a historian.
And he lives there.
And he's lived there. I know his dear wife, and his kids are best friends. But let me tell you something. He was my teacher at Miami-Dade Community College.
Wow. Yeah, he lives a couple blocks off.
Yes, he does. And he's always lived in Little Havana.
What's crazy is we talk about the first mayor's house.
A lot of history.
What's crazy is how did that guy know that was one of the highest spots in Dade County?
Now you know that. Yeah, it's one of the. It's what was it? The conch. They used to throw the conchs there, and that's why it's so high. That's what Dr. Paul George told me. Oh. So it's one of the highest points in Miami. In case there's a flooding, he's never going to get flooded.
That's correct. All right, so let's get back to, we know where you went to elementary school and high school. You went to Miami-Dade, you said?
Miami-Dade Community College, yeah.
Do you have a
downtown?
Favorite? Oh, downtown.
Downtown, yeah. It was called Miami-Dade Community College back then. Now it's called Miami-Dade College.
I get a little...
They took the community off.
The president, she had shirts that says, I love Hialeah, and it had just the Miami-Dade logo, and she changed it and said Hialeah College.
They're everywhere now.
Yeah, well...
But back then, I think it was just...
Each one, Kendall campus.
It was downtown, Kendall campus, and was the North End?
North End. Yeah. Day North. Day North was the first one.
Wasn't there?
Okay, so, all right, so after Miami-Dade, what happened?
That's it. You know, I was a state trooper.
And you said you were off and on state trooper. You did it for how many years?
No, well, listen, I was president of Homeowners Association in the roads. I was very, very involved. Back then, the city in 1998, of course, there's a big scandal, and certain commissioners get arrested, including some city managers. And I was running for a House seat at that time because I was very involved with the Florida Highway Patrol. I was the senior vice president of the Florida Highway Patrol chapter PBA, so I was very involved. And I was given the honor of being appointed at that time, but I wanted a special election because there was two people, myself and Miriam Alonso's daughter, who were running for that seat. And I ended up being appointed to the city commission. And I got to the city commission, and I'll never forget this. My wife told me, you really want to do that? The city was economically, the city was in a $68 million deficit. We had an oversight board placed by Governor Childs. And it was a tough decision for me to make. And I said, look, if I have an opportunity, this is an opportunity where I can make a positive change and go in. And that's where I really learned. I mean, I got into politics. I was a state trooper. I didn't know what balancing a budget meant and all the departments. And back then, the city's budget was $500 million. It was $500 million. It was nothing compared to what it is today and the spendings that the local government. It's crazy. It's absurd. It's absurd. Look at the county now. The county's at $13 billion. It's unbelievable. The more money you give government, the more money they're going to piss away.
All right. So you were elected official for 11 years?
Yeah, well, yes, and then I had an election, I think, like 6 or 7 months, and I was elected twice, and I served the city for 11 years as a city commissioner. I was the chair 2 years out of the 11. Tremendous responsibility, but I learned a lot. I really learned, and always serving honorably. I've never had any scandals. I've never been arrested. I've never been charged with anything, because I feel like I've always been a public servant. You know, even the service, coming out as a state trooper, and then when I ran for mayor in 2009 and I lost, I went back to what I enjoy doing the most, which is the Florida Highway Patrol. And when I got back to the Florida Highway Patrol, I was giving the opportunity to be the PIO. So I spent many years in front of a camera.
And then you worked for Lieutenant Governor.
Yes, as a matter of fact, at one time I was a sergeant at arms for the Lieutenant Governor.
We got to circle around this. What a pick! We were so blessed. Whatever DeSantis and her, we were blessed to have her run FIU.
Oh, absolutely.
It is just...
She's an alumni. She's very dedicated.
But
she's very dedicated. Listen, I know her, and I know her family. She is a very decent person. I'll tell you that for me, it was an honor to work for her. A very hardworking individual, and I'm so proud of her, of her accomplishments.
Everything she's doing is touching, is like gold.
Absolutely.
She's just incredible.
They're blessed. FIU's blessed to have her there.
Right. All right. So you got 2 kids. How old are they?
Four kids.
Sorry.
Yeah, 4 kids.
4 kids.
Well, let's start off with Lucas. Lucas is 32 years old. Then Elisa is 27. Lucas is he's an attorney. Graduated from Belém. He's an attorney.
Belém. Okay.
Belém, yeah. My oldest daughter.
He's in that mafia, the Belém mafia.
Listen, they're a tight group. They're a tight group. They are. Because you know what? All his friends right now are friends that were in St. Peter and Paul, and they went to Belém, and it's a tight niche.
Yeah.
And it's the beauty of it. And it happens in Belém, it happens in Columbus, it happens anywhere. But these individuals take care of themselves. That's
okay. So he's attorney. Where is he attorney?
Vegas. He's in a firm in Coral Gables.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then I have Elisa, my oldest daughter. She's in Orlando. She works in Orlando. And then Vinny, who graduated from Cornell, and now he's going to medical school at UM. And
wait. His last name is what?
No, his name is Vicente Sanchez, but I call him Vinny.
Wait, he's related to you.
Yes.
He went to Cornell. And he's going to law school.
No, he's going to medical school.
Medical school.
Absolutely, yeah. Wow. And he graduated from Belém.
Holy cow. That.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, top-notch undergrad.
Yes, but listen, you know what? People would tell me, why do you work so hard off duty? Most of my money went to my kids' education.
Well,
because I felt it was important. You know why I did that? Because when we got here from Cuba, my parents didn't have any money. I couldn't go to a good school. I went to public schools, but still.
Hey, don't criticize
Shenandoah. I don't.
And Miami High Stingrays.
I don't, and I succeeded.
That made you street smart.
And I did very well. Yes, absolutely. But the education that I got through the public schools, I felt that there were times that I got left behind. You know what I mean? And I could tell you, athletes that I've known that were very athletes,
know that feeling.
And they were left behind. I mean, I was in high school, and thank God that I was a good student. I focused on my studies, but I had people that were my grade that were reading at a 7th grade level, and they were just passing them along. And I said to myself, that's incredible.
Okay, so that's your third child.
Yes. My fourth is she's a senior at La Salle High School. Yeah, she graduates this year. We just had the ring ceremony.
She's a
gonna
rising
graduate.
senior.
Yeah, she's going to ring ceremony. She graduates next year. They get the ring this year.
Okay, yeah. So, all right, so incredible.
4 children with the same woman. Now, I don't know.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Impressive. All right. Raising children, you wonder back when you were a kid, did my parents, are they doing it right? You're thinking, why are they disciplining me? Why are they... And look what happened. Your parents disciplined you, and you're raising great children.
I was disciplined, my friend. My father was a strict man. There was nonsense.
Were you hit by a paddle or a belt?
I was hit by just about anything. Forget paddle or belt. My dad, all he had to do is just look at me, and I knew it was coming. But you know what? I'll tell you a story, and it's my brother's story. And I have an older brother. When we got here from Cuba, we get invited to a friend's house to eat. And I'll never forget this. We get there, and there's a bowl of salad, and there's boiled eggs on top. And we sit down to eat, and my brother was like, oh, can I have an egg? Can I have an egg? Can I have another egg? Can I have another egg? And my dad would just look at him. And he made such a scene. My dad didn't say a word. Oh, I want an egg. And he threw a fit over a boiling egg. Well, guess what, buddy? When we got home that night, my dad told my mom, how many eggs are in the fridge? Oh, we have about, boil them all. My brother's 65 years old today and can't see a boiled egg. Okay? But that's how my father was.
Okay, I was a 4th boy in my family. So by the time I got disciplined, it didn't matter because I got beaten up by my brothers, and my father tried to, you're going to get paddled. Go ahead. That won't hurt me back.
Let's set this straight. My father never hit me with a bat or a stick or burned me with syrup. My dad was a very disciplined man because he wanted us to be, and I was disciplined with my children. But till this day, my children, I felt that, when I had to be tough, I had to be tough.
Right.
When I had to show them love and caring, I had to.
It's raising children is the hardest job.
It's the hardest thing. Absolutely.
All right, so now we know your history about you. What are you going to do when you get elected? What will you do different
this time than the last time that I ran?
No, as a city commissioner.
Let's focus on one thing that I think we all can agree on. We have a government that's disconnected with the people. Let's agree on that. If you go to the county commission like I have to address the county commission, you felt like the decision's already been made. You're wasting your time. It's already been negotiated, the backroom deals, whatever you want to call it. Also, the transparency in government is not there anymore. I mean, the accountability is not there. I mean, you wrote a great article that I read about budgets. I mean, today's world, the budget, you have to be almost a Harvard graduate to be able to go through the county budget and analyze where they're spending their money. Our money, not their money, taxpayers' dollars. So I think as a county commissioner, I'm going to be very fiscal responsible. And I think I've learned that from experience as a city commissioner. Listen, you'll learn. I just retired after 36 years. Do I need this? No, I don't need this.
You want this?
No. I am running, and I want people to understand this. I am running because I don't agree with the system. I want to challenge that system. And the system starts where right now, in the last 5 years, the county commission has appointed 3 commissioners when they should have had special elections. and we're about to have a fourth now with Oliver. So what's happening in that county is that some commissioners, and I'm not saying all because you do have good commissioners there, but some commissioners care more about their pockets and their power than anything else. They care about the next election, not the next generation.
Right. Your district is pretty unique.
It is.
Because you got the poorest of the poor.
Yes.
And you have a very wealthy district. The whole thing. You get poor of the poor. So it's hard. It's not like you can say, hey, this is good for it. You have to.
But it's got to be a Miami-Dade for everyone.
Correct.
Everyone has an opportunity to stay here and not be pushed out. And I'm telling you that when I'm a commissioner, and I'm seeing it right now, District 5 will not be for sale. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it right now. And I want to get back to the appointments because it's an abuse of power. And that's one law that I'm going to, one of my things that I'm going to do in the county commission is make sure that any vacancy that comes up, special election. There has to be an election. People have the right to elect whoever they want because what's happening is with these individuals in the county, it's all about a power struggle. They appoint those individuals who are beholden to them. And then it's all about who's going to be the chair, who's going to be the vice chair, who's going to get the port, who's going to get the seaport, who's going to get transportation, and it's wrong. It's an abuse of power.
Speak about the port of Miami.
Oh, horrible!
There's
one of many mistakes.
The petroleum, the oil. Community newspapers wrote about it a year and a half ago. The whole commission knew about it. Everybody knew about it. They discussed it. Oliver Gilbert talked about it. Now, that property they could have bought for $100 million is going for $400 million. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And they're going to have to, even if you go eminent domain, you're still going to have to pay fair market value. You just can't take it over. So yeah, it's just one of many, many mistakes that the county has made.
And they don't have to build. They could. The reason they want it there is because it's already built. They could build one on their own property, but they're not going to.
But listen, what are you going to do with the cruising industry? You know, we're a service-oriented community. We live off tourism. We live on. Once again this year, we beat the record of tourists coming to Miami-Dade. We are a service-oriented county.
A lot of people don't realize. They go, I don't have tourists in my business. Tourists are all over the place.
Oh my gosh!
Like this FIFA coming around, they're all over Dade County.
Listen. People need to understand that if a tourist comes here and he stays at a hotel, he's paying a bed tax. If he's buying a drink, he's paying a beverage tax. Yeah. He's paying taxes, and those taxes are later used for the betterment of our community. So we must welcome, and not only welcome, treat them professionally and nicely so they keep coming back.
Yeah, people think, well, they're a cruise. Well, people come in, they go to the Keys, they go to the Everglades, they stay at little motels, Airbnbs, they stop at a little restaurant. You know, restaurant owner does not know if it's a tourist, he just knows somebody new come in. So what other issues do you see? You've got money issues.
Accountability-wise, yes, a big problem. The county continues to spend, and listen, more than it should. And a lot of I'll give you a perfect example. 2 years ago or a year ago, the county was in a shortfall of what, $300 million?
Right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're going to have to cut services. We're going to have to cut this. They found the money in less than 30 days, and they didn't fire anybody or cut anybody's services.
Well, that's the reason, part of my story that I write about. Why does the commissioners hear it? Why can't they see the planned budget now so we can start dissecting the issues and finding where we're going to lose money?
Grant, it's designed to keep people in the dark, okay? They don't want you to know how the money's being spent. And the commissioners get that, how many days before? I think there was a legislation passed where they had a certain amount of time for them to review it.
Right.
So when you get a budget that is $13 billion and all the departments that are involved and all the money is spent and all the federal money that comes in and the state money that comes in, you really have to sit down with your staff and really go through it and analyze it. Because if there's one responsibility that you do have as a county commissioner, is that you have to approve a budget.
That's the biggest thing.
Absolutely. But then it's a budget that continues to grow and grow. And I'm telling you from experience, the more money you give a government, the more money it is going to spend.
So you, as a commissioner, 11 years.
Yes, 11 budgets. I balanced 11 budgets and said, and getting back to 1998, the year that we had the oversight board placed by the governor, $68 million deficit. Now, you could say $68 million isn't much money, but back then it was. Okay? And still, back then, we did the same thing. We didn't fire anybody. We didn't cut services.
Who was the mayor?
Carroyo. Carroyo was the mayor back then. Well, Xavier was there, and then Xavier was removed. It's just typical city Miami.
Yeah, right.
But listen, through the city, I had the experience to really learn a lot. I did. One of the biggest responsibilities that I took on was that I was the chairman of the Downtown Development Authority.
You heard of going there.
Yeah, well, back then, I mean, we didn't have, oh my God, we didn't have the budget they have now. Back then, it was starting. We came up with the downtown master plan. But then again, back then, downtown was a ghost town.
It was.
At 5 o'clock, all you would hear in the locks.
Right.
And people would leave. So we had to create, and I think Miami 21, and really going to other cities and learning from other cities and learning from other people's mistakes, we were able to create the downtown master plan that really developed what it is today, which was simply a downtown where people can live, work, and play. And I think we've done that. I think
I have to add something for you.
Yeah.
Live, work, and play. And Miami-Dade County has the best work, live, and play, and also learn and worship. Downtown Miami has his own college now.
Yeah,
has
absolutely
one of the oldest churches in Dade
Yes.
County. And so there's a lot of things that are happening downtown, all of Miami-Dade County. There's no better place in the country than this place. All right, time's running out. Love to have you back.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Just want people to know that I am a candidate. There is an option. There's an option for District 5 in the county. Vicky Lopez was brought in from Tallahassee by special interests and county commissioners who appointed her to that position, and I'm giving the voters an opportunity to have another candidate. And all they need to do is just, do your homework, your due diligence, and I guarantee you that anybody who Googles Vicky Lopez probably won't be voting for her.
You got it. Everybody,